Hi, boys and girls. We're back with the Math Maniac. Today we are going to be adding multi-digit numbers with regrouping, and we're going to be determining if the answer is reasonable. So part of that is going to be coming back from information that we've learned. If you need a refresher on how to round a number to the nearest place value, there is a video on my site. Go on there and take a little recap before you check out this lesson. But some things we need to remember when we're adding multi-digit numbers. Always have to keep this in the front of our mind. The first thing is lining them up. We need to make sure we line up our problem starting in the ones places for both numbers. So sometimes you might have a number that you're adding two numbers together that are in different place values. So you might have a number, for instance, in the 100,000s place and a number in the 10,000s place. And if you line them up starting to the left in the 100,000s place, they're not going to line up correctly. So we always want to start to the right, lining them up in the ones place. After we've lined them up in the ones place, we also want to start adding in the ones place. It's very important that we always think in math that we start to the right. I know it's different because when we're reading, we start to the left, but that's one thing that kids always mess up on is starting on the left instead of the right. So the other thing we need to remember is that only one digit can be placed in each place value. Remember, we talked about place value a lot, and we talked about how the numbers 0 through 9 could be in each place, but if we have two digits, it's going to move to the next place value. So if we have an answer that's greater than 9, we're going to have to regroup. We'll show you some examples of what that looks like here in a second. And the next thing, most important thing, is to make sure you check your work and you add correctly. Now, I know you guys are so big, and I know sometimes you really think, oh, I want to count on my fingers, but I don't want my friends to see me and make fun of me. You know what? If you have to count on your fingers, baby, count on your fingers. Because I would rather you count on your fingers and get your answer correct than think you're too cool and not do it and get your answer wrong. So there is no shame in using your fingers. Now, I will say it will be much better for you if you learn your math facts, but if you don't have them, use those fingers that you were blessed with. All right, so let's get started here. We have a math problem that we're going to be looking at today. This problem you see is read 516,237 plus 157,485. You can see when I lined up this problem, I did start in the ones place, lining them up. My ones are all lined up nice and perfectly on the right-hand column. Both of these numbers do have digits all the way to the 100,000s place, so we're not having to be confused with being in different place values. All right, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start to figure out what is a reasonable answer for this problem. So we're going to start by rounding both numbers to the nearest 100,000s place, since that's the largest place value for each number. Now, again, if I had a number that was in the 10,000s place, we would round both of them to the nearest 10,000s. The reason for that is because that way we can be able to know a closer idea of where they should be. Now, if you don't remember how to round, remember there were lessons that we've done in the past, and there's videos on my YouTube channel that tell you how to round a number. So refer back to those if you need it. So if I have the number 516,237, it will round to 500,000. Again, that 1 in the 10,000s place tells us that the 5 will stay the same. I have the number 157,485. Because there's a 5 in the 10,000s place, my 1 will round up to a 2, and I'll have 200,000. So now I'm going to take those 500,000 and 200,000, my new numbers, and I'm going to get an estimate of my new sum. So by adding those two together, I say 500,000 plus 200,000 equals 700,000. So that tells us that our actual sum should be somewhere close to 700,000. Now, I will tell you sometimes it might be greater than 700,000 or it might be a little less than 700,000. But as long as my answer will round to that estimated sum, then I know that my answer is reasonable. Does that say it's exactly correct? Not necessarily. You can make one little minor mistake and it may still be incorrect, but it might be a reasonable answer. So that's again why your math facts are important. Okay, so let's look at this problem and work through it. So we have that same problem. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to start in our ones place. So we have the problem 7 plus 5. I know 7 plus 5 equals 12, but 12 is greater than 9. So I cannot put my 12 next to each other. I have to put my 2 in my ones place, and then I put my 1 into the tens place because 12 is 1 or 2 ones and 1 10. All right, so now I'm going to not only add 3 and 8, but I'm also going to add a 1. So 3 plus 8 is 11, plus 1 more is 12. Oh my gosh, we got a 12 again. So I'm going to put again my 2 and then carry my 1. I'm regrouping that 1. Now I have the problem 2 plus 4 is 6, plus 1 more is 7. This time my number is less than 9, so I do not have to carry anything over to the next place value. Now I'm going to add 6 plus 7. 6 plus 7 is 13. Oh no, here we go, a number greater than 9. So I have to put my 3 and I carry my 1 to the top. Notice when I put my 3, I add in my comma so I don't get confused with my place value. I'm going to keep my commas in line. All right, here we go again. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 1 more is 7. Oh, once again a 7, and we don't have to regroup. Last one we're going to do is 5 plus 1 is 6. All right, so now we have an answer of 673,722. Do you remember what we needed it to be close to? That's right. It needed to be close to 700,000. So 673,722 is close to 700,000 because my 7 would tell the 6 to round up. So my answer is very reasonable. So, couple reminders, things not to forget. Make sure you line up your problems starting in the ones place for both numbers. Remember, they may not all have the same number of digits, and that's okay as long as they start in the ones place and the ones places are lined up. We're also always going to start adding in the ones place, going all the way to the right. Also, only one digit can be in each place value. So if it's greater than 9, you must regroup. Finally, and most importantly, is to check your work and make sure you add correctly. Do not make any silly mistakes. You want to make sure that you are adding correctly at all times. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you like this video, please subscribe for more math lessons at Mathmaniac-4 4th grade M for math. Click below if you like this video and found it helpful. Have a great day.